Hello students, welcome to an introduction and explanation of the work Chronicle of a Death Foretold. Gabriel García Márquez needs very little introduction among us. A Latin American, specifically a Colombian novelist, he is also known as a short story writer, screenwriter and a journalist. Hope you'll remember our study on Pablo Neruda when we introduced him as a Latin American writer pens in the Spanish language. Just like that, being a Spanish, a place with connections with Spain as a colony, Gabriel Garcia Marquez lived in a place where the Spanish language was well used. So he used the Spanish language for his writings, and we have some of his well-known works like 100 Years of Solitude, The Autumn of the Patriarch, and Love in the Time of Cholera. Our novel, Chronicle of a Death Foretold, this came up as a novella originally written in Spanish, and we have the English translation, which is a joint venture by two people. So this is an example, a case of a twin translation where we don't have the author having a role. The story is essentially related to the murder of Santiago Nasser. To give it in a nutshell, Santiago, he is a young man who is alleged to have taken the virginity of Angela Vicario. On her wedding night, her husband, Pedro San Roman, discovers that she is not a virgin and he returns her to her own house. Angela has got twin brothers, Pedro and Pablo Vicario. They ask her about the situation and she tells them that it was Santiago Nasser who took her virginity. The brothers find Santiago and kill him. This is just the story. But the title tells us that it is a chronicle that is foretold. Therein lies the crux of our interest in the story. Before Santiago was murdered by these twins, the news spreads out, leaks out, that they plot this murder. Even they tell others that they are going to kill Santiago. And almost everyone other than Santiago comes to know about this. So the whole novella takes us through that particular situation where they decide to kill Santiago, and all the people other than Santiago coming to know that. Some people try to warn him, but that fails. And ultimately, we have a description of the murder of Santiago. It's a novella with lots and lots of characters. We have 32 characters here. And almost each one of them has a significant place. All the 32 characters here, we can't say that one is a minor character, though their role may be insignificant. They do have a place in the plot of the novel. So, for the sake of understanding and convenience, we can classify the characters into 6 groups, as it is given here. Santiago and those connected with him. Please go through the list there. Then we have the vicarios and those connected with him, 6 people. The list is given there. Moving to the third group, Beardo and those connected with him. Beardo is the person who marries Angela. So we have a Beardo, his father, who is a general, and then a Beardo's mother, and a widower whose house Beardo buys for Angela. Angela wanted a particular house and before the marriage, and Beardo pays a real fortune to get that house from sales. The fourth group, the narrator and those connected with him. The narrator here is an integral part of the story, and the people related to him also have a role in the story. So we have six of them here. And amusingly, two ladies here, marked as 20 and 21, the names are taken from people related to the author's wife and the author's mother. The fifth group, we have people of religion and also administration, a bishop, a priest, then a colonel, mayor, police officer, and a doctor, a medical doctor. And the sixth group, four people, keeper of a whorehouse and a butcher, proprietor of a milk shop, and the husband of this proprietor of the milk shop. So before moving ahead, it will be good if you can write down a list of all these characters, classifying them into the category that is mentioned here, because that will help in the understanding of the plot as we are going into that. Of course, this video will not be giving you the entire plot as such, but it will direct you how you can approach that. The structure of the novella, as mentioned, we have a narrator who is unnamed. It's not a passive narrator. The narrator is vitally present in the time and place of action. And one main feature here is the non-linear narration. The death, which is the main event here, is described only towards the end. And the novella has got 5 chapters, and the narration comes 27 years after the incident, where the narrator gets a near omniscient status. 27 വർഷം കഴിഞ്ഞ് ഒരു കഥ പറയുമ്പോൾ കഥ പറയുന്ന സമയത്തെ ഒരു നറേറ്റർ ആ കഥയുമായി ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട് നിൽക്കുകയും അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ പേഴ്സണൽ ബയസ് ഒക്കെ അതിനകത്ത് വരാൻ സാധ്യതയുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ ഇവിടെ മാർക്കസ് പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന കഥയിൽ സംഭവം നടന്ന് 27 വർഷങ്ങൾക്ക് ശേഷം കഥ നമ്മളോട് പറയുന്ന ഒരു നറേറ്റർ. നമുക്ക് ചിന്തിക്കാൻ പറ്റും, 27 വർഷം അല്ലെങ്കിൽ 30 വർഷം മുമ്പ് നടന്ന ഒരു സംഭവം ഒരാൾ പറയുകയാണ് എങ്കിൽ, അദ്ദേഹം ഇൻവോൾവ് ആയ ഒരു സംഭവം തന്നെ പറയുകയാണെങ്കിലും പേഴ്സണൽ ബയസിൽ നിന്നൊക്കെ കുറെ മാറിയായിരിക്കാം പറയുന്നത്. ഈ കഥയില് ആ ഒരു എലമെന്റ് പ്ലേസ് ചെയ്യും. Now the summary. The summary comes to you through a blog post prepared by the Department of English. As mentioned just now, please keep a list of the characters with you and take time. You can pause the video now and take time to go through the summary as it is given there. You have 5 chapters, all pointing to this death, this murder, and see how that is the story progresses. This will be the last slide in this presentation, which will take you to just points to what you can work on. Márquez is known to be an exponent of magic realism. And how is the element of magic realism dealt with in this novella? You have many incidents which border between reality and fantasy. കഥ തുടങ്ങുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ ഇതിനകത്ത് സാന്റിയാഗോ കാണുന്ന ഒരു സ്വപ്നം. അപ്പോ ആ സ്വപ്നത്തില് he feels a drizzle, a warm shower, slight shower falling upon him. ആ ഒരു good feelingല് he wakes up, and then he's in a miserable feeling because he feels that he's covered with a bird shit. A moment back, he was enjoying that feel of a warm light shower when he was almost asleep. The waking moment, the same feeling, that is, something has happened, but his impressions come to him that he's covered with bird shit. The title is significant. What is foretold here? Chronicle of a Death Foretold. You can read it in two ways. It can be Chronicle of a death foretold. That is a description of a death that is foretold. ഒരു മരണം അതേക്കുറിച്ച് നേരത്തെ ഒരു പ്രവചനം പോലെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, അതിന്റെ ഒരു ക്രോണിക്കിളാണ്. ഇതാണ് ഒരു ഇന്റർപ്രിട്ടേഷൻ. Or else it can be chronicle of a death foretold. The description, the chronicle, the event by event of a death that is being foretold to us. അപ്പൊ ഡെത്ത് ഏറ്റവും അവസാനം പറയുന്നു, അതിനു മുമ്പ് ആ ഡെത്തിലേക്കുള്ള ക്രോണിക്കിൾ മുഴുവൻ നമ്മളോട് പറയുന്നു. അങ്ങനെ രണ്ട് ഇന്റർപ്രിട്ടേഷൻസ് പോസിബിൾ ആണ്. Then the irony of the title. When you have the word chronicle, you expect an objective, day-by-day narration of events, a record of events. But what happens here? It is not an objective record. It is not in a chronological order. You must remember a story you have studied earlier, Rip Van Winkle, where you have a mention of a pseudo-history. How Rip Van Winkle is removed from the real historical narrative. Just like that, you have a situation here. It is titled a chronicle, but the book is everything else other than a chronicle. Various themes can be read into the work. The theme of honor, the killing. നമ്മുടെ ഇടയിലുള്ള ചില കൊലപാതകങ്ങളുടെ ഒരു വിശേഷണം തന്നെ നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെയും കൊടുക്കാം. ഓണർ കില്ലിംഗ്, അഭിമാന അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ദുരഭിമാന കൊലപാതകം. Deception. What is the main deception here? The reader is deceived, because till the end, the reader expects to know, did Santiago actually do that? The author doesn't give us an answer. And Santiago is deceived. His death is foretold, but he is not warned adequately. In a way, he can escape. Many people around are deceived because they don't believe that the two brothers, the twins, are going to commit this murder. An officer intervenes and he takes the weapons from them, and he is deceived because he thinks that the brothers will drop their plans, but they go back and they get other weapons. And the ritual, religion, that is another theme you can read here. Revenge, of course, that forms the crux of the work. There are elements of irony right from the title throughout the story. As you have read through the plot, try to find out the ironical elements here. The whole story revolves around religion, though religion is not a main thing here. How the Latin American culture, which is close knit with the religion, has a significance here. The work is of a point of view nature. You have one narrator giving his views and many narrations inside. You get the points of view of the various characters. Dreams, they have a significance here right from the start. And since you are students of Kafka as well, you can find out elements that connect this work or Márquez with Kafka. The way the narrator takes us through the story and how the story concludes. Even the lesson, the story you have studied, the country doctor, that can have a connection. So to visit the blogspot post and evolve points which will help you in answering any question from this lesson, this novella. Thank you.